everyone, welcome to another version of Better Call Art. Today is, from what I can remember, it's Wednesday. It's later in the day. And I wanted to speak a little bit about something that happened a couple weeks ago. And that couple of weeks ago was a show that I was involved with Stratix in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and it was labeled New Jersey Municipalities League, or a New Jersey League of Municipalities. And in my 41 years of sales, I had never been to this show before, even though I know it went on every year. I just never got around to it, never thought about joining it, never thought about getting involved in it. And this year it came around, and I was able to get our company involved for the first time. And let me tell you, I was amazed. There was a total of 860 vendors from every version of our industry, from engineers to architects to garbage companies to professionals to IT companies, you name it, the company was there. So not only was there 800 and some odd vendors, but I think the end result is it came in at 14,000 attendees. Now, 14,000 attendees is a lot. Not all 14,000 attendees joined. Of course, the vendor show that we were in, but nevertheless, there was some heavy foot traffic. We did it for 3 days: half day on Tuesday, full day on Wednesday, half day on Thursday. Tuesday was the full day. But I wanted to speak a little bit about the shows, those events. Because even though I've been in shows and events before, since there were so many vendors, I actually made note of how many vendors there were, and how many, what type of people, employees were there, and what they did. And if somebody had to ask me, certain things, like I would say that 70% of those employees for those vendors had their heads in their phones. They were sitting down in their booth. They weren't engaging with clients who were walking past their booths. They weren't asking questions. And in one case, there was one vendor from a rather large player in my industry, and they basically kind of like they closed off their booth, and booths are usually 10 by 10. So you'll want to get people into your space or into your booth. Well, they had set up on the outside, like my desk here. They set it up 8 feet across. The table was 4 feet high. They had high chairs, and the three of them sat there. And they had brochures out, they had business cards out, they had some candy, and they weren't involved. They stood there. They waited for people to speak to them. And that's one thing you don't do, is you don't waiting, right? We talk about it all the time, waiting for things to happen. You don't wait for things to happen. You make things happen. And years ago, I was taught to, with these events, how to get people into your booth at these events. And that could be a number of ways. You can, make your booth inviting, make it open. So what we did is we put our display We used a collaborative interactive display. We put that right in the middle of our booth. We took our table, we moved it off to the side. We took our chairs, we moved it off to the side, and we made it so you could walk in, you could walk up to the screen. There was nothing blocking you. There wasn't a table blocking you. There wasn't people blocking you. There wasn't brochures blocking you. You could go in and you could engage. So in speaking about engaging, well, our job, and most of the time, there was two of us there, we engaged our clients. What we did was we stood at the end of our booth on each end. And in that, in our hands, I know at least in my hands, I had some brochures, right? And I had some brochures, and we had some IT brochures, and we had some other things. And as the people walked past, I would give each one a hello. Even though I probably didn't get a lot of hellos back, I said hello to everybody that passed our booth. And as I said something to them, of course they had to turn and at least acknowledge that I was there. And then they saw our board, right? So I noticed that as they saw our board, and I figured I'd be patient with each one. And the more that person had their eyes on the board, the collaborative board, the more I thought about, okay, as they're walking away, walking past or getting to the end of my area, I need to say something. And on all occasions, if they were staring at the board and it looked like they're trying to figure out what it does, that brought out the question in me. The question then, 9 times out of 10, brought those clients back into the booth so we could engage with them. And the question basically was, hey, do you have any questions about what you're looking at? Is there something I can help you with? And of course, you could see that they were interested. You could see the body language and the staring at the device. So all you had to do was ask them a few questions, and we got them back into the booth. Again, that's what I didn't see at many of the other places. Yes, 3 days was tough. We were on our feet for basically the most part of 3 days. And going to these shows is not about sitting at your booth. It's not about having your head in your phone and waiting for things to happen. So even at these types of shows, you need to make things happen, right? So just a little tidbit I want to say about those shows and the events. And by the way, we had an excellent show. Matter of fact, I had to get back to somebody today about quoting 6 different devices. And it was a good time. And I'm actually looking forward to getting back to another show in February, and then a couple more this up and coming year. So again, if you've liked what I've had to say, if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. If you have any ideas that something maybe you'd like me to cover, please shoot me an email or send me a message. Call me, hit me up on LinkedIn. I'm available in many different ways. And the other thing that I'd like to tell everybody is one of my pet peeves, and it's the harder you work, the luckier you get. Everybody, good night. Thank you very much. And another version of Better Call Art. Enjoy.